If I could go back in the time, these are the few things I could do completely differently. And this will make my journey so much easier and faster that. Let me show you what they are. Tips number 1. Focus on speaking early that. If I could go back in the time, definitely, I will start to speak from the day 1. Whenever I think that my speaking level is not enough, I study more grammar, I study more rules, I'll try to understand more complicated sentences that. But guess what? I improve my grammar, but didn't do any speaking practice that. So instead of focus on the grammar, I would definitely focus on more the speaking part, because studying more grammar doesn't improve your speaking skills. If you want to improve your speaking skills, you have to speak more. I didn't do that much. When I noticed that my speaking level is not enough, so I started to speak after that. But before that, months and months studying the grammar, studying on the textbook, trying to understand more complex structure. So it did help me to understand more complicated sentences that in the writing, in the reading, but the speaking level, which is why I want to speak more fluently, but didn't help me that. If I could go back again to start learning again English, I would definitely just speak. Maybe in the beginning then you will be less confident about speaking with the other people that because of fear of making mistakes. I wouldn't worry about that now because when I'm thinking that. But that time I know it's not easy to speak with the other. But it's easy to speak with yourself. Not in yourself you don't know what to speak. Just to copy the native speakers. Just to listen and copy them. Just repeat after that. Because it will be easy for you to understand what they speak and improve your listening and also improve your speaking as well. Because how your mouth is moving that, you feel the confidence after all. And imagine that if you do the marathon, you have to run. So if you don't run, if you know all the techniques, how you can run, how you're gonna do the right step and the left step, how you're gonna move your arms. It doesn't have that if you don't do any practice. So you have to start slowly. You can start with walking. This is it is exactly the same things that you have to do speaking practice even from your beginner level. Just listen and speak. This number 2, listen to native speakers. The second is I will do that to surround myself with more native speakers. I wasn't in the English speaking country, so I would listen more to native speakers rather than on the textbooks. Because when you study on the textbooks, whatever you listen, okay, they are the native speakers, I do accept that. But only problem what they do, they are speaking slowly. When they're speaking slowly, it will be easy to understand them. But native speakers, they don't speak slowly. Or even you watch in the movie that they're speaking a little bit fast or a little bit natural level, but they're speaking perfect.
It's a new spell, but this time make everyone forget who Peter Parker is. Make everyone forget.
You gotta understand that would mean that everyone who knows and loves you.
So I just listen to native speaker in the real life what they are speaking. Because what I would struggle that, I learn everything else, every grammar, every rules, everything else. But when I start to listen to native speakers, I struggle because they use lots of slangs, lots of idioms, and lots of expressions that I didn't know on the textbooks. If you are not living in English speaking country, it's not possible to learn on the street. It's not possible to do listening or speaking practice with them. So if I were to start in English again, I will dive into more podcasts, TV shows, or any YouTube videos. Even I don't understand everything what they were saying that. Just understand the rhythm, understand how they're making the sentence, how they're making the pronunciation that. Just listen to that. First of all, probably I will listen to the English subtitle, and after that I will remove the subtitle. Because in the real life, when you speak with the native speakers, they're not gonna have the subtitle, guys. So you have to understand them what they are trying to say. Tips number 3, real life materials. So I spent so much time to understand the grammars, understand these books. I studied hours and hours, not just only books. There are lots of books that I, studied that. But instead of doing that, I will probably use something I more enjoy, like Harry Potter, like reading down some different magazines, different books in real life to understand the sentence structure, understand what's going on in the real life. So that will make me more fun to learn the English that will push me more to study English. This is about me, It's not about studying language, it's about surrounding yourself with English. So if you like to read magazine, just go for it. If you like to play video games, play the more video games in English.
Where is my son, Dutch Vanderlyn?
We will find him. We will bring him back to you.
So which technique you use in that? Find something to way the fun, just enjoy. This will one of the things that I will do. I will do more things that I enjoy, playing the games, reading the books, watching the TV shows, the movies, again, English subtitles. Don't forget that, guys. This is one of the main part. Whatever you do it in English. Don't try to use your native language. Tips number 4, focus on consistency, not the perfection. When I started learning English, I was thinking that when I have time, I will study, more grammar, more English. I will focus on that. But it's not easy to find the perfect time. For me, that time was a weekend, Weekend, when I have time, I will study English. But the problem is that some of the weekends, I didn't have time, or I was too tired to study English. Instead of finding the perfect time, you know what will be the best? Just focusing on just 5-10 minutes a day. Definitely, it will improve my English more than I could imagine that. Because it took so many years for me to understand that. Every day, step by step, that will help you to increase your English. Which technique you use, that is not problem at all. You can use every technique to learn English, because everyone has the different skills, different ability, different things to have fun. So which way you find in that, just focus on every day rather than just 1 day a week or 2 days a week. And definitely it's better than the study in hours and hours. And tips number 5, learn practical and everyday vocabulary first. One of the big mistakes I made, that I was focusing too much on the academic vocabulary rather than the vocabulary that you're using in your daily life. So the vocabulary, if you're not using in your daily life, is not the point to learning in the beginning, not until later on in life. So if I will start again, definitely I will learn the vocabulary that I can use in my daily life, like ordering a food, order a coffee, how I'm gonna buy the ticket, how I'm gonna ask the direction. So when I come the first time in England, I was struggling to asking the direction. Even though I know it, what will I ask them? But when I get the response, I'll struggle to understand them. For example, instead of focusing on the learning is synonym of the beautiful or important or any other vocabulary that I'm not going to use in my daily life, I will definitely learn that how to introduce myself, how to order at the coffee shop, how to order food at the restaurant. That will be definitely more important for me to learn you use it in your daily life. Tips number 6, don't afraid to make mistakes. If there is one thing I wish I could do change, is that the fear of making mistakes, because that makes my progress slow down. I was focused on more making the perfect grammar, perfect sentence, so rather than the actual speaking part. Trust me that the people doesn't care about how the perfect grammar you're making in the beginning. It's care about that how you make communication, how you express yourself. So I will definitely start to speak rather than to scare off to making the perfect sentence, because when you make mistake, you learn faster. Even though now I'm making most of the time the grammar mistakes or the vocabulary mistakes, but nobody care about that. Trust me, British people, they do that. If you see how many mistakes they are making in their life, you will say that if I do make mistakes, probably I'm not going to speak English again. But this is the problem, that you're making a mistake in your native language when you speak, but you don't stop speaking. You just fixing your mistakes, you just carry on. This is what you have to do in English as well. I will do the same if I go back in the time, but unfortunately I don't have that opportunity. But you have it. Please, if you listen to this, don't scare to make mistakes. Tips number 7, use technology to your advantage. Finally, today we have so many amazing tools that you can use to improve your English. Back in the days, I didn't have that chance, Even that the smartphone, that I didn't have it back in the times. There are a lot of applications that you can use it, that I don't have to, name it now. So Duolingo, Memrise. So try all of them, see which one is work for you. Even though doing the just 5 minutes practice with time is, definitely increase your vocabulary, definitely increase your thinking in English. And try to take the advantage of the technology of the learning English. So whatever you do, just try to do it consistently. And don't forget that you can do the speaking practice in English with your phone. So it's free, it's a Google Assistant, and they don't mind if you messed up. So why didn't you use this advantage to improve your English? I didn't have chance to do the speaking practice with the other people, even the AI, even the ChatGPT that you can use to do speaking practice. If you don't know how to do that, this is the video, you can watch it to understand how you can use the ChatGPT in your speaking practice. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.